let's talk about the water heater operation now. So we're on the outside of the trailer looking at it. This particular model is the upgraded two-way water heater, so propane operation and electric. So we're in our orientation room where we can easily point backwards. If you recall, when we were inside the trailer, this inside switch controls the propane operation, and on this Suburban unit, the electric operation is outside of the trailer, and that's this on-off switch here. So this controls the 120 volt operation. So one thing that's nice about this unit is, let's say you want to get water faster, you can run both modes at the same time. So typically when the tank is cold, you're about 30 to 35 minutes on one mode to heat it up to, and it heats up to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I believe when it drops 10 degrees Fahrenheit, it'll top it back up. So 35 minutes to complete temperature. And again, you can run both modes if you choose and heat it even faster. Let's talk about the bypass operation. So this is the winterizing feature. So if you're planning on putting antifreeze in the system, that's really what this is for. You would turn these valves towards each other. The idea is you don't want to put 6 gallons of antifreeze in here for the winterizing process. Essentially the water would come in, or antifreeze come in, now it runs up here, and it's bypassing the water heater. So just make sure before you turn this on that you have switched these back to normal position. And if you move one, you need to move the other one, because now we've kind of messed up the flow. So either they're pointing together or pointing away from each other. We cover this pretty clearly in the owner's manual. So this is normal operation. Come springtime, after you've winterized, before you turn anything on, whether it's electric or the propane mode, the only way to confirm that you've got water in here, that it's filled up, is to just crack the pressure relief valve. So if you've got some water pressure on, whether it's coming from the water pump or the city water hose, just come outside, just give this a little crack. You should get a little spritz of water. If you've got water, you've got water in the tank. If you just, nothing's coming out, or you get a little shot of air or whatever, it's still empty. And the only reason for that is you haven't got these valves turned. So if you're just not sure, you want to be safe, just crack this. Again, you get a little splash of water out of this, and you're good to turn it on. And essentially, once you've filled this, it's full for the whole season. So the only way to drain it is this guy down in the bottom here. This is your anode rod, and essentially the tank drain. When you go to take this out, you'll need a 1 1/16 socket to get that out. So that's the only way to drain the water from the water heater. And I know we get a lot of comments on it's not very convenient to have the electric operation on the outside of the trailer. And according to Suburban, the manufacturer, they want that switch right beside the plug. So essentially, when you pull that plug out, there's a little note here, or a reminder, pull it out, turn it off. That's the electric side. So that's that. What I want to show you as well, when you pull this out, this is what you're removing. This is the anode rod. So you're just seeing the butt end of it here. So this is the sacrificial part. So when the water heater is cooking away, it'll eat away at this rod here. And after a couple of seasons, when you pull it out, you'll see this, which doesn't look very good, but it's completely normal. It typically starts eating from the threaded end this way. You don't want to wait too long, because as you bounce down the road, this rod can break off and leave that in the tank. It's a bit of a challenge to get it out. So after a couple seasons, just replace this. These are available at any RV store. Just find the correct one for a suburban water heater. Doesn't matter what size of tank, they just use one size. So that's that. The other thing we want to point out, we get a lot of comments that the pressure relief valve will drip. So it, you know, if it's pouring out, something's wrong with the valve here. But typically, when the water temperature is getting about 90% to full heat, you'll start to see a drip. And when we talk about a drip, we're probably getting about a quarter cup of water that drips out of here, and then once it reaches temperature, it shuts off. So that's completely normal. There is a little tag on the door that explains that, you know, it's just normal. Basically, we've got a small tank and it's expanding. There can be a little bit of an air pocket in the top, and it's just expanding and bleeding off a little bit. It's completely normal. So that should cover the water heater.